He owned the building she worked in. But the only place she ever noticed him was online, and even there, she didn't want him. Seoul at night looked obedient from the 36th floor. Glass towers stood still, traffic lights blinked on command, and people moved like numbers that always added up. Kang Min-jae stood alone in his office, jacket draped over a leather chair, tie loosened but never removed. 34. CEO of Marie Holdings. Respected. Feared. Controlled. Yet his phone vibrated again in his palm, and suddenly none of that mattered. He opened Instagram. A private account. No photo of himself. No name that could trace back to him. Just J_Winter92. Her profile was open. Han Seo-yeon. He didn't smile. He never did. But his chest tightened the way it always did when her face appeared on his screen, not posed, not filtered heavily. Just real. Coffee cups. Book pages. Night bus reflections. A quiet life she never spoke about at work. She had posted 5 minutes ago. Some days feel louder than others. Min-jae read it 3 times. He typed. Deleted. Typed again. Maybe the loud days mean you're still listening to life. He stared at the message before sending it, as if pressing that button might expose him entirely. Finally send. He waited. And waited. No reply. Outside the glass wall, Seoul kept glowing. Inside, the most powerful man in the room felt invisible. At work, she bowed politely to everyone. Even to the man who owned her future. And then, she walked past him like he didn't exist. The next morning, Marie Holdings buzzed with the sound of heels, printers, and polite ambition. Seo-yeon arrived exactly at 8:42 a.m., as she always did, hair tied low, ID card swinging slightly against her blouse. "Good morning," she said softly to the receptionist. She did not look up. Min-jae watched from the glass corridor above the lobby. She never looked up. In meetings, she spoke only when spoken to. Her ideas were clear but never loud. She sat 2 seats away from managers who took credit easily. When Min-jae entered conference rooms, the air changed, but Seo-yeon's posture didn't. She bowed like everyone else. Nothing more. No widened eyes. No nervousness. No curiosity. During a briefing, her manager whispered, "That's the CEO." Seo-yeon nodded once. Yes. That was all. Min-jae had built companies from nothing. He had made grown men sweat with a single look. Yet Han Seo-yeon treated him like a fact. Not a presence. Not a man. Just information. Later, he passed her in the hallway. She stepped aside politely. "Excuse me?" Her perfume lingered for half a second. She never knew the man she avoided eye contact with. Had read every caption she'd written for the past 8 months. He couldn't be himself with her. So he became someone she might answer. That night, Min-jae created another message. "I like the way you write. It feels honest." This time, she replied. "Thank you. I don't usually post much." His breath caught. A reply. 2 lines. But it felt like a door cracking open. He didn't tell her he was a CEO, didn't tell her he saw her every day. He told her he worked late hours. That he liked quiet cafes. That he felt disconnected from people. None of it was a lie. Just incomplete. They talked about music. Old movies. How loneliness felt heavier in crowds. Seo-yeon used ellipses often, as if she was thinking while typing. Min-jae stayed up until 3 a.m. replying. For the first time in years, he woke up tired and didn't mind. At work, she smiled at her phone once. Not at him. Never at him. She liked the man he pretended to be. But the real him was standing right in front of her. Unwanted. Weeks passed. Messages became longer. Voice notes followed. Seo-yeon laughed once in an audio message, surprised by herself. "I don't usually talk this much," she said. Min-jae replayed it 5 times. At the office, she grew more tired. Dark circles. Late submissions. He noticed everything. Approved her overtime silently. Rejected meetings that would keep her late. She thanked management emails. Never him. One night, he suggested meeting. Her reply came an hour later. "I don't think I'm ready to meet. I'm not looking for anything romantic." Min-jae stared at the screen. His chest didn't tighten this time. It collapsed. "That's okay," he typed. "I just enjoy talking." "Me too," she replied. "But I don't feel that kind of connection." She didn't know. She was rejecting the same man twice. He had everything. Except the one person who didn't want him at all. Min-jae closed the app. For the first time since creating the account, he didn't reopen it. The next morning, Seo-yeon walked past him again. "Good morning," she said. He nodded. She moved on. She never knew the man she felt safe rejecting was the same man who would quietly break because of it. And this was only the beginning. She said good morning like she always did. And he realized something terrifying. She would never say it online again. Min-jae didn't open Instagram that night. For the first time since creating J_Winter 92, he left his phone face down on the table, screen dark, notifications muted. The apartment felt unusually large. The city noise outside was constant, but inside there was nothing. No typing bubble. No ellipses. No soft "Are you still awake?" He poured himself a glass of water and stood by the window. Seoul blinked below him like a living thing that didn't care who was hurting. At work that day, Seo-yeon had passed him in the lobby. "Good morning," she said. Polite. Automatic. She didn't know that was the closest she would ever come to him. That night, his phone vibrated. Instagram. A message. "Seo-yeon, hey, did I say something wrong?" His hand froze midair. She noticed the silence. He typed slowly. "No, just busy." "A lie," she replied almost immediately. "Okay, just that." No emoji. No follow-up. The space between them online and offline felt suddenly sharp. He could read her emotions online. But in real life, she was drifting away, and he couldn't stop it. Seo-yeon started coming in later. Not late, just later than usual. Her shoulders slumped more. She stared at her screen longer before typing. During meetings, she spoke less, even when she had ideas. Min-jae noticed everything. He always did. In a department review, a senior manager dismissed her suggestion too quickly. Min-jae interrupted. Let her finish. The room froze. Seo-yeon looked up just briefly. Their eyes met. For the first time. It wasn't recognition. It wasn't curiosity. It was discomfort. Yes, she continued, voice quieter than before. After the meeting, she avoided the hallway where he usually passed. Took the stairs instead of the elevator. Ate lunch alone. Min-jae stood in his office, watching her empty desk through the glass partition. She was pulling away from both versions of him. He wanted to tell her everything. But the truth would cost him. The only place she felt safe with him. That night, he opened Instagram again. The chat window felt heavier now, like something fragile that could break with one wrong word. Min-jae, J_Winter 92. Can I ask you something? 3 minutes passed. Seo-yeon, sure. He stared at the typing bar, his fingers hovering. Have you ever felt like someone liked you more than you could return? Her reply took longer this time. Yes. It's uncomfortable. Because you feel guilty for not feeling the same. Each word landed slowly. What do you do? He typed. I distance myself, she replied. Even if they're kind. Min-jae closed his eyes. He was listening to his own rejection in advance. Does that make you a bad person? He asked. No, she said. It just makes you honest. Honest. The word burned. They almost met. And that almost changed everything. It happened on a rainy Thursday. Min-jae was leaving late. Seo-yeon was still at her desk, staring at her screen without typing. He hesitated, then walked over. Han Seo-yeon. She flinched slightly, standing up too fast. Yes, sir. You should go home, he said. It's late. She nodded. Yes. I was just finishing. Their phones buzzed both at the same time. Min-jae's heart stopped. She glanced at her screen. He didn't breathe. But it wasn't him. Just a group chat notification. She exhaled, slung her bag over her shoulder. Good night. She walked past him. Again. If she had checked Instagram 1 minute later, she might have seen him standing right there. She didn't suspect him. She didn't fear him. She simply didn't want him. Later that night, her message came. Seo-yeon, can I be honest with you? His chest tightened. Always. I think you're a good person. But I don't feel emotionally attached. I don't think continuing this is fair to you. He stared at the screen until the words blurred. He typed. Deleted. Typed again. Thank you for being honest. I hope you find someone who fits you better, she added. Fit. Like he was the wrong size. He locked his phone. This time, he didn't turn it back on. She thought she ended a conversation he was about to lose. The only version of himself she ever liked. The next morning, Seo-yeon arrived at work. Her desk was moved. A promotion notice sat neatly on top. She smiled faintly. She never noticed the man in the glass office watching her, realizing too late that power meant nothing when love was never offered. She got the promotion she prayed for, but the timing felt wrong, like a gift she didn't earn or didn't ask for. Seo-yeon stared at the document longer than she should have. Effective immediately. Her name printed neatly beneath the company seal. Team lead. It was too fast. Her hands trembled slightly as she folded the paper. People congratulated her quietly, a few with genuine smiles, others with thin politeness. She bowed, thanked them, sat down. But something inside her tightened. She hadn't interviewed, hadn't applied, hadn't even hinted. At lunch, her colleague Ji-yeon leaned closer. You're lucky. The CEO personally approved it. Seo-yeon's chopsticks paused midair. The CEO, she repeated. Ji-yeon nodded. He noticed your overtime reports. Said you were consistent. Consistent. That word echoed strangely. Seo-yeon forced a smile, but her appetite disappeared. That evening, she opened Instagram for the first time in days. She typed, Seo-yeon. Something strange happened today. The message didn't send. The account was gone. J_Winter92 no longer exists. Her breath caught. People don't disappear without meaning. And suddenly, she felt watched. Seo-yeon refreshed the page. Nothing. She searched his username manually. Nothing. Her chest tightened not from heartbreak, but confusion. He hadn't warned her. Hadn't said goodbye. Just vanished. That night, she replayed their conversations in her head. His careful words. His patience. How he never pushed, never flirted aggressively. Too careful. At work the next day, she felt eyes on her. Not staring. Observing. When she looked up, the glass office was empty. Later, an HR email arrived requesting a brief meeting with the CEO. Her stomach dropped. She had never spoken to him directly before. She thought she was walking into a meeting. She didn't know. She was walking into the truth. Min-jae stood when she entered. Sit, he said gently. She bowed. Yes, sir. The office was spotless. Too controlled. The city stretched behind him like a backdrop. I wanted to check in, he said. About your promotion. Seo-yeon nodded. Thank you. I was surprised. You deserve it. She hesitated. Sir, may I ask why now? He studied her carefully. Because I noticed you. Her fingers curled slightly on her lap. Noticed. Something about the word unsettled her. I hope this doesn't make you uncomfortable, he added. Your work speaks for itself. She nodded again. Of course. As she stood to leave, her phone buzzed. An Instagram notification. A new account followed her. Winter_ again. Her heart skipped. She looked up. Min-jae was watching her phone. Just for a second. Some realizations don't come with proof. They come with a feeling you can't shake. That night, she didn't accept the follow request. She didn't reject it either. She scrolled through the new account. No photos. No posts. Just one bio line. Still listening. Her throat went dry. He had said that once. Word for word. She locked her phone. Her mind raced. The timing. The promotion. The disappearance. At work, Min-jae no longer avoided her gaze. He didn't stare. He waited. During meetings, he never spoke over her again. He let silence stretch until she spoke. It felt like being gently cornered. Not aggressively. Intelligently. She started keeping her phone face down. If she asked the question, she would lose the answer she already knew. She typed a message. Is it you? Her thumb hovered. She imagined him confirming it. The embarrassment. The betrayal. The quiet manipulation. She deleted the message. Instead, she muted the account. At work the next day, Min-jae said nothing. But when she passed him in the hallway, he spoke. Han Seo-yeon. She stopped. I won't cross any boundaries, he said calmly. I just wanted you to feel supported. Her chest tightened. I don't like feeling watched, she replied quietly. It was the first honest thing she had ever said to him. He nodded once. I understand. But his eyes said otherwise. She didn't accuse him. She didn't confront him. She did something worse. She pulled away. Seo-yeon stopped staying late. Stopped answering emails outside work hours. Stopped reacting. And for Kang Min-jae, a man who controlled markets, companies, futures, this quiet withdrawal was the most brutal rejection of his life. Because now, she knew. And she still didn't choose him. He could destroy rumors with one sentence. But stopping them would mean admitting the truth. The office noticed before Seo-yeon said anything. Whispers moved faster than emails. She got promoted too fast. The CEO favors her. She must be close to him. Seo-yeon heard them in fragments, never directly, always passing. Conversations stopped when she entered the pantry. Smiles became measured. She didn't cry. She just grew quieter. Min-jae heard the rumors too. One word from him would have ended everything. But defending her would raise more questions. So he stayed silent. And silence, he learned, could be just as damaging as action. She wasn't heartbroken. She was exhausted. From being misunderstood. Seo-yeon sat on her apartment floor that night, back against the couch, shoes still on. Her phone buzzed. Her mother. She didn't answer. For the first time since joining Marie Holdings, she questioned herself. Was I naive? Was I careless? Did I invite this without knowing? She opened her laptop and updated her resume. Not in anger. In self-protection. He didn't lose her because she rejected him. He lost her because she no longer felt safe. Min-jae called HR the next morning. Transfer Han Seo-yeon, he said calmly. Different department. Same level. No disadvantage. There was a pause. Is this disciplinary? HR asked carefully. No, he replied. It's respect. When the call ended, he closed his eyes. This was the last thing he could give her. Distance. She didn't feel relieved. She felt free. Seo-yeon read the transfer email twice. No explanation. No apology. Just facts. She bowed to her manager later that day. Thank you for the opportunity, she said. For the first time in months, her breathing felt normal. They saw each other one last time. Not as CEO and employee. Not as strangers online. But as two people who should never have crossed paths. The elevator doors opened. Seo-yeon stepped in. Min-jae followed. Silence. No tension this time. Just finality. When the doors opened again, she stepped out. He didn't. And that was it.